I love you, baby CJ. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Mama, Cece, and CJ checking in. How are you? Well, today's video is going to be another mukbang. What I have today to eat is a little taco bowl that I'm putting together for CJ and I. So basically what we have is our rice, and then we're gonna add some taco meat. We got some corn and some black beans, tomatoes, sour cream, guacamole, Mexican style cheese, Doritos. There you go. Here. Today's topic, what I want to talk about is just getting to know our candidates that are running for the presidential race for 2020. And I just wanted to come here so that I can try to keep people informed early on during the race. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be doing these type of videos, you know, throughout the campaign runs. I wanted to talk about the two people that I think are really going to have a chance to run for the Democratic seat for the president in the general election. Kamala Harris and also Cory Booker. And I just want to encourage people to keep an open mind, because I really see it a lot from men who are just downplaying Kamala. I think it's really a little bit of sexism. So I just want to try to say, you know, keep an open mind. Don't believe everything that you see on the internet. So both of these candidates did an interview on the Breakfast Club. So I really just took both of those interviews and compared them to each other. And the first one that I watched was Kamala's. One thing I liked about her interview is that she answered the questions. She didn't dodge any questions. She got straight to the point, and she touched on a lot of things and made light of the initiatives that she wants to take on as president. And one of them was the maternal death rate initiative concerning American women, especially black women in the United States, because we have the highest rate as African American females of maternity death. And I just had a friend who passed away last year due to complications during childbirth. And I really am glad she brought that up, because although we are the United States of America, we have more women dying in the United States compared to other women in other countries who give birth. And we're supposed to be a first world country. We're supposed to be the #1 country in the world. It'll be great to have that initiative and bring more awareness to it, and also implement different policies so that, you know, women are getting the care that they need. Another point that she brought up was she wants to do bail reform, and she wants to change the way that bail works in this country. She wants to implement a policy where bail is not used against the citizens who cannot afford to get out of jail, who just sit in jail for long periods of time waiting for a trial or waiting for people to save them money and get them out. I think she either wanted to do away with that or reform that system, which I thought was a good point that she made. Number 3, she talked about tax reform for families who are making under 100K. She wanted to give them, I think, about $500 per month. That's not something that I really agreed upon, but that's something that she did say she wanted to do. Another point that I liked about her was that her parents are civil rights activists. At a young age, she was out there fighting for people's rights. And I think that's really important to know about her. She was born in Oakland, a predominantly black area. She went to Howard and HBCU, historically black college. She was for the legalization of weed, but to also research the benefits of weed that it will have on people who need to take it medically, and also research the way that weed may affect a person who may want to operate a vehicle, you know, driving under the influence. So I was really happy to hear about that. One thing that I liked about her was that she didn't apologize for having a white husband, which a lot of people are harping on. It's 2019. She's married to someone that is not her race, and there's nothing wrong with that. She's not apologizing about it, and she's not trying to hide it. People keep saying that she's not black enough. She stated in her interview she's black. People need to have a more broader perspective of who black people are, you know, even if she is half Indian and half, I believe her father's from Jamaica. So I liked her interview. She actually said some things that surprised me, not in a bad way, but you know, I was kind of sketchy about her after I heard that she was running for president, and I'm really glad that I watched her interview. And I will leave a link to her interview and to Cory Booker's interview in the description box. As I said before, they both were on the Breakfast Club. There is a rumor going around on the internet, which people are picking up and believing, about Kamala Harris saying that she used to listen to Tupac and Biggie when she was in college, and she graduated in college in 1986. That's not what she said in the interview. The specific question was, what did you listen to when you used to get high back in the day? And that's what Charlamagne asked her, and she said she listened to Tupac and Biggie. She didn't specifically say that she listened to them when she was in college. So a lot of people are trying to say she's lying. Tupac and Biggie came out in the 90s. She graduated college in the 80s. Please go back and watch the video to see exactly what she said. Said she listened to them when she used to get high. Yes, she has smoked before. Stop all this passing around of misinformation, because you know, I'm not really on the bandwagon for anyone yet, but I just want people to be informed. She did say she was for reparations for African Americans, but I don't know how true that is or how she's really going to get that through the House and Senate to pass. But you know, people say all kinds of things to win the vote, but I just want to put that out there as well. Okay, Cory Booker. I did not enjoy his interview from the Breakfast Club. I just felt like he really danced around the questions, didn't really answer them directly. When Cory Booker was asked about his agenda for specifically black people, he basically said that he has an agenda for the American people, which is cool, but he didn't go into any specifics regarding the agenda for American people. Even just for blacks, you get on a black radio, black people want to hear what you're going to do for them. And I just don't like how he didn't really answer the question. He did say he wanted to have an initiative that would take care of the mass incarceration problem that affects a lot of people in the black community. But he was very vague about that, and he didn't go into much detail. I think a lot of people in the comment section were just kind of mentioning, you know, what other initiatives are you going to take on, you know, for the black community? Because not only are we affected by mass incarceration, we're affected by a lot of other things. We have a lot of other concerns besides incarceration, you know. One thing about him, he still lives in the hood. No. His idea was that he wanted to be surrounded by the people who he was representing, which is odd, but I guess that's nice. What? You want more Doritos? This is all this little boy wants is Doritos. You gotta eat food too. I'll put some corn in there for you. About Cory Booker, he went to Yale Law School and Stanford for his undergrad. He played on the football team. So he did mention that blacks have 1/10 of the wealth that white people do. Oh yeah, he did mention that he wanted to create a savings account for all kids in America, which I don't get how that's going to help or how that even makes any sense. I definitely think that should be a personal issue, not a government issue. He did mention that he wants to punish the pharmaceutical companies who raise the rates, take away patent exclusivity for people who are raising the rates sky high so that regular folks can't afford the medicines that they need to survive or get by in everyday life. He doesn't take corporate money for donations. He really emphasized the people donating money to his campaign, which she mentioned a few times in the interview, to go to his website and he did encourage people to vote, and that we have the power, and that if we get out there to vote, then we can definitely make a difference. And I also really agree with that. We are powerful, and that's why you see a lot of legislative being passed to try to prevent them from voting, because, you know, when we go out and we vote in numbers and we vote together, we're strong together. That's why it's so important to vote, and I think that's why Barack Obama won. So that's all that I have for Cory Booker. He didn't really make too many points. I think Cory Booker, you gotta come a little bit harder than that. Definitely hit the nail on the head with some initiatives, some legislative policies that you want to implement more than mass incarceration and pharmaceutical help. I do feel for those who do have to take it and can't afford it. Kamala Harris, another point that I want to mention about her is that she really emphasizes just coming together as a party, because our last election we had people who were so gung-ho for Bernie that when he didn't win, we just kind of dropped out. We need to stay strong when it comes to voting. You know, even if our favorite candidate doesn't make it to the polls, I don't want to ramble on too much, but that's pretty much all that I have to say for the candidates. Make sure you guys, you know, keep up with these people. Put yourself in a position to go to these rallies that they have and ask them questions. I think that's going to be the best way to know Cory Booker. What are you doing for black people? Kamala Harris, what are you doing for the gay community or whatever community that you support, or whatever initiative that you support? Encouraging everybody out there to vote 2020. Right, CJ? Vote 2020. He just wants his Doritos. I hope that you guys have a great day, great evening, great morning. This is Mama Cece checking out. We'll see you later. See you soon. Bye.